Hola amigos, this is Level 12, and today we are going to be talking about Helluva Boss Episode 1 review. So, back when the pilot came out a little bit over, maybe less than a year ago, I was really excited. My first little critique is I would have preferred a Has Been Hotel episode because it's been over a year. I know the comic is out, but I want the actual show. I think it got picked up by a network actually, so I don't know if it's ever coming back to YouTube, but hell of a boss. VisiPop decided to release another episode of this, so I'm super excited. So, first I would like to give some kudos. The first big improvement I saw was in the lighting and the coloring. Like, the shading looked really nice. It looks so much more polished and more professional and more enjoyable to watch versus the pilot. Now, the pilot episode is usually just a proof of concept, and most pilot episodes aren't necessarily even aired. So I expected the pilot to be rough, but one of the biggest improvements from the pilot to this first episode is the human world versus hell. The human world, I rewatched the pilot episode for this review, and I noticed that the human world looked very dark and gray except for the characters, which was very strange because hell looked like that, other than hell had more red. And so I'm really glad the human world looked a lot more vibrant and a lot more alive, because based on the premise of this show, which is where the demons go and kill people in the human world, we're going to be spending a lot of time there, and I don't want to be confused in which world I'm in, so I'm really glad they made that distinction. Now, technically in this screenshot they are in the human world, but it makes sense in context. Also, the story was a lot more cohesive. Again, the pilot was a proof of concept, but also just setting up what this is, so they didn't have to spend the actual first episode explaining what's going on, and I'm really glad the story was a lot more cohesive. The characterization was also done really nicely. Two characters in particular I want to talk about because they're the main character. It's Blitz and Moxie. To me, they seem like the main characters, even though there is Millie and Luna that are there along with them, and the scale seemed a lot better. I remember in the pilot feeling like the scale was all over the place, especially with Luna's character, who is the tallest and the biggest of all of the demons, so I felt the scale was fixed. That I really liked that, and I think it was a really good episode overall, and I'm super excited to see what comes next. So, first I want to talk about Blitz. So in the pilot, Blitz seemed very ditzy, kind of dumb. He seemed like an over-exaggerated version of Michael Scott from The Office, and he even called them a family, which is what Michael Scott does in The Office. However, in episode 1, the only time he seemed kind of not there was in reference to Luna, which I think is okay if that's his only kind of dumb moments, but other than that, he seemed rather professional in his job, or as professional as he could be, and I liked that. I've seen a lot of adult cartoons, namely what comes to mind is Family Guy, or American Dad, or The Cleveland Show, or even to an extent Rick and Morty, where one of the main characters is kind of dumb. I mean, Rick from Rick and Morty isn't dumb, he's just a drunk and makes some stupid decisions, but I'm really tired of seeing the main male figure of an adult show being an idiot, and so I'm really glad Blitz is a little bit more there. I hope they keep on track with his character. I don't mind if he's that way with Luna or whatever, but I would really like it if he continued in his way of being there but not an idiot, you know what I'm saying? I hope they don't water his character down to a bumbling idiot like they've done in other creators of adult cartoons have done. Next is Moxie, who I believe is voiced by the guy that did Invader Zim, which is cool because I liked that show as a kid. So Moxie is a really good foil for Blitz. Blitz is very hardcore about killing. He has no qualms with it. He's very good at it. Moxie, on the other hand, is a very interesting case. He's a demon that really doesn't want to kill and really doesn't want to do demon-y things. He'll curse, but there's certain words he won't say, or he'll rephrase sentences. He has a good heart. Millie even said he had a good heart, just a fuzzy head, which I think is really interesting. I hope they keep his character that way because I really like it. It's a really good foil for Blitz. And I think he does want to do his job of killing, actual bad people, murderers and stuff, but not killing, people that have gray areas in them, people that are maybe drunkards or cheaters or people that are like morally bad but aren't like reprehensible, like, you know, the murderers and people like that. Like, I like that about him. I like that he's a good foil for Blitz. I like that he seems to be the only one with a good head on his shoulders. And it's just, I love Moxie's character so much because it's like not what you would expect from a demon. And I like that. Like, he's kind of like Charlie from Has Been Hotel in that kind of sense, because Charlie isn't what you would expect a demon to be. Charlie is very, you know, happy and trying to help people. And even though Charlie and Moxie aren't the same, they have similar personalities, so you can really see how this is a world tied in with Has Been Hotel. But I'm glad it's not tied in enough that it, like, confused the viewer on which show they're watching. It's just, I really like how they're handling this show and Has Been Hotel and making sure they're being kept separate as much as they can. So, improvements I would make. There's a lot of cartoon logic that makes it feel like a kid show, and I know even normal adult cartoons have this weird cartoon logic kind of thing going for them, but it just, there's something about this show that feels more a kid show than the other ones, and I think it might be the art style or something along those lines, or maybe even the jokes and the references they make. Like, it's very Gen Z and millennial humor. Like, at one point they say, "Not today, Satan," and there was a reference in there of kicking butt versus licking butt, you know, and that's like, I had just watched Good Omens before this, so like that joke from Good Omens was stuck in my head. It's a very interesting dynamic, and I wonder if I'm the only one that feels this way, that it feels verging too close on the edge of a kid's show for me. Like, it feels very much like Adventure Time in a strange way. I don't know. It's just, I wonder what could be, because I don't know exactly why it feels that way to me, but it just does. I don't know if it's the art style or the jokes or the references, because it clearly isn't like the plot or the dialogue, because none of that's kid show appropriate. And I'm just wondering what it is and what could be fixed. My next improvement is Stolas. So they changed his voice actor, which I don't mind. I listen to them both. I don't know which one I prefer. Maybe the first guy that did it was Brock Baker, and the next guy that did it was Bryce. I don't remember his last name. But I don't know which one I prefer. I think for the vibe they're going for Stolas, Bryce does it better. I made the same, like, qualm in my pilot review that I'm making for this one, in that Stolas says a lot of things that have to be bleeped out. And, you know, it's a running gag in the show, I think, because even when Moxie's running back to the house, you run by Blitz's phone, which has Stolas on the other end, and things are still being bleeped out. And I'm like, this is like a YouTube show. Like, YouTube lets you get away with a lot more things than like TV, the FCC, the like TV people would. So it's just, it's very strange to hear the bleeping, and it, for me, it distracts from the show. Like, yeah, it's a running gag, haha, but like, at what cost? Honestly, at what cost is it a running gag that you have to continuously do this? I don't like it very much. And I have Blitz on here because I'm very afraid, as I said before, they're going to water down his personality into being nothing but a bumbling idiot like Michael Scott. So I really hope they continue with Blitz's character the way it appears to be, of him being competent and serious about his job, except when it comes to Luna, because I think that is funny and could work. Finally is Luna. I made the same qualm last time, but Luna, she's the wolf character. I don't think I've shown her anywhere, but her color palette is extremely different from them. She's completely gray and black, while everyone else has white and yellow and red on them. And Luna gives me very Marceline vibes, very that I don't care emo character, and I just, I don't like her very much. And considering she's in the main cast, I don't think I should dislike her as much as I do. Like, villains, yes, I understand why I should dislike them, but I feel like Luna is a protagonist, and we should like her, but she has just such an unlikable personality that I just can't get behind it. And I really wish that they would just, like, not write her out of the show, but make her more defined than e-girl, annoyed baddie type character. I want more from Luna. Give me more from Luna, please. Anyways, that's it for this video. These are all just my opinions and should be taken with a grain of salt. If you liked everything about this show, great. If you hate it with a burning passion, also great. These are just my opinions. So yeah, please don't attack me. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more random fandom things. Ciao, chicos.